Hi guys, this is just a video to show my basic pressure washing setup for my business, Weir Jet Washing. As I say, it's the first 3 months I've been doing it, and it's been quite exciting. It's getting busier most weeks. I spent most of my life working for other people, driving vans, etc., and it just made me miserable, as I say. So I spent over a year researching this stuff, following a lot of guys online, especially there's 2 guys on YouTube that have been really helpful. Is Bournemouth Jet Washing. It's a guy called Ricky. Any questions I've ever had, I've just messaged him, he's got back to me, really helpful. And the other one is a guy called Smout, S-M-O-U-T. Very helpful. As I say, he actually gave me the idea. I watched one of his videos to make my buffer tank using an actual bin, my own personal bin from my house. So I'm just going to give you a wee tour of my van just to show how basic a setup it is and how easy it is to get started for yourself. So we'll start off with my buffer tank. As you can see, it's actually a green council bin, and what I've done is I got a float valve, as you can see here, using Smout. It was a float valve I bought off Amazon. Drilled a hole for it, put it in, and attached a fitting for a hose connector. That fills my tank up. It's attached to a reel. It's a 30-metre reel. Very basic. As I say, this is a 3/4 inch ball valve, on and off switch. Drilled a hole from inside the tank. You attach a basic garden hose straight up to the tap, and it runs right round into my pressure washer. Very simple, very effective. It works. It's great just now, especially if you've not got a lot of money. This is the kind of thing you want to be doing. As for my van, I actually got it off my mate. It's an 05 plate Peugeot. As I say, I got it for nothing off my friend. It does the business, does the job, helps me out a lot. If it wasn't for the van, I wouldn't be able to get started. Let's go around and take a look at the washer. So, my washer is a Hyundai 4200P. It's a 15 litres per minute, 4200 PSI. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't advise buying this machine, as I'm having nothing but issues trying to get it serviced, or if anything goes wrong with it, trying to get parts. I live in the west of Scotland, and the companies here that fix the machines have basically told me that they won't touch the machine, as it's they can't find the parts for it. So I'm going to have to eventually buy a new machine. As I say, I got this, it was £800. It was the best I could afford at the minute, but I do kind of regret buying it, if I'm going to be honest with you. And that's running from it's a 30-metre hose reel. Just attaches into the machine here, as you can see. I've got a 10-metre hose reel attached to it just now, so I've got 40 metres all in. It's just a hose on a reel. Very basic. As I say, I use this wooden bit to prop it up. As I say, it doesn't need to be perfect when you're starting out. You can get these things as things go on. I've got a Cayam high pressure twin lance. It's great for rinsing. As I say, it's amazing for rinsing down driveways once you've washed them. Would highly recommend getting one of these. It's from a company called Equip to Clean. Very helpful company. You need, personally, for me, when I started out, I was doing driveways and I was brushing the sand in, and then it was leaving a lot of excess sand, so the jobs weren't looking as great, and I was never really happy with them until I invested in a leaf blower, and honestly, it's a lifesaver. See the difference in a driveway when you use a leaf blower on it. I would highly recommend buying one of these as the first things you buy. It makes your job look so much neater, so much better. I would definitely recommend it. These are my nozzles. This is a turbo nozzle. It's unbelievable. As I say, you wouldn't be able to do the jobs without it, if I'm being honest with you. It's just a cheap basic turbo nozzle, not the best at the minute. The best is a company called Stutner. You can buy them. I've actually got one ordered that's on the way, but this has done me no wrong. 3 months I've had it, and it's really powerful. Can't really make any complaints about it at the minute. These are just the basic other nozzles. That's a 40-degree nozzle. I don't know why it's sitting in there. But these are the essentials when you're doing a pressure washing job. As I say, you'll get by if you've got these. Another investment that I made was a 18-inch whirlaway. These are, don't get me wrong, these are very, very good. As I say, it's just a twin fan blade, as you can see. I don't really have many complaints about it. It's good, I do use it, but I do prefer to use a turbo nozzle, as I find using one of them with a 15 litre a minute machine on especially block paving, it doesn't really bring out the moss and stuff. You've got to go over it a few times. As I say, it would be a lot better if I maybe had a 21 litre machine, 21 litre a minute machine. But they are still good, they're great for using on slabs and stuff. So I would recommend getting one, but see, when you're starting out, it's really not an investment you need to make. I've got a couple of brushes here from B&Q. One for brushing down driveways, and another one that I use for the sanding. I use that one there for the sanding. Quite difficult to get it out. It's a sanding brush. I prefer this, it's soft bristled. Really good, see. And the other one is from B&Q. See if I can get it out. It's just a lot better. It's a Magnuson. Really strong bristles are great. They're really good, really strong. Had it from day one, never had any issues with it. Right, I'll go on to some chemicals that I use. So I had a job last week that was it had a lot of cement on the driveway from a job that the lady got done, and the builders never put any cement down, any protection down. So it's basically brick acid. You get it from B&Q and it's great. It just dissolves the cement away, and you just power wash it off. It's really amazing. But the best stuff I've ever bought is this stuff here. It's sodium hypochlorite, 15%. You get it from a company here in the west of Scotland called Bournemouth. They're from Beath, down in Ayrshire. Really good company. You couldn't go without it. An investment that I made last week that's really helped me a lot, because I used to use a watering can. I don't know if you can see it there, but this has been the best thing I've bought. It's called an X-Jet. Quite expensive, but what a difference. It basically sprays the chemical onto the driveway for you without messing up the pump in your pressure washer. You never want to run chemicals through your pump, as it just completely ruins the pump in your washer, and it'll break a lot quicker. So the X-Jet, basically you've got wee nozzles that you put inside the X-Jet, inside the cap, and it goes inside here, and basically it gives you your mix ratio, so you don't need to mix the chemical. It's already mixed for you using this little cap. You've got different colours, and that gives you your certain mix ratios. They're amazing. One of the best things I've invested in. So let's go into my hose. I bought this. This is a high pressure, it's a ball valve. I actually seen it through the guy on YouTube called Smout, S-M-O-U-T, as I say. And you can use this for rinsing, but it means that you don't need to turn your washer off to change between your surface cleaner and your lance. So it's really worth investing in one of these. You can get them for £41 on Amazon. Such a good thing. As I say, it means you can keep your machine running while you're changing your surface cleaner, rather than having your 30 metres of hose in a back garden and having to walk back to turn your machine off to then walk back to put your surface cleaner on. So it's definitely worth investing in. You can do it without it, as I say, but it just makes your job so much easier if you've got one of these ball valves. Because see, if you turn the nozzle halfway, so if you turn it like halfway down, it then becomes a rinse lance. It's a powerful rinse, and you can use it for rinsing. So you don't actually need a trigger, a high pressure lance to rinse. You can just use the ball valve on its own. So it's definitely a good thing. But other than that, as I say, it's a very basic setup. Cost me a couple of £1,000 all in for everything, and it's, as I say, it's getting busier and busier every week. It's just a much happier life. You've got so much more time for yourself, so much more time for your family. I couldn't recommend doing it enough. So this is also a 50 metre. It's a measuring. Basically I measure my driveways in square metres. So it's very worth getting one of these, because you can just measure the customer's driveway square metres, and it looks more professional if you're giving them an actual square meterage quote, rather than just turning up and saying this is what it's going to cost you, and they'll go, how did you just pick that number out of thin air? So I always measure the driveway in square metres, then give them the price at what I charge it at, and then it's up to the customer. But other than that, I hope this has been quite insightful, and if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to drop a message. Thank you.